Hi there, we just stopped. Our piece of equipment went haywire again. So what I can do is I can get a lot of modulation out of these two pedals. I can get a lot of different sounds. Very little powerful section this, you can do a lot. And this Analog Man bi-chorus, it gets thick chorus sounds, medium ones. It's a stereo, I've only got it wide in mono, but it's stereo as well. And it's got it's basically two chorus pedals in one. So I've set one side up. That's the one side, a nice chorus sound. And the other sound has got that. So there you've got the, oops, I'm trying to balance here. This is hard, sorry peeps. Okay, that's that off. Back onto the phaser. Okay, just let me change my position a little bit here. Now we're going to deal with the delays. On my delays here, I've got two delays. And my delay of choice is wonderful pedal, the Carbon Copy by MXR, the analog delay. I use two of them. I like them because they take a tiny footprint on my board, so it's worth every inch of space it takes up. And it gets a very, if you listen to it, hasn't got that pingy sound. It's got a really nice. When I'm playing, it hasn't got that horrible. It's like a grungy lo-fi. When it, can you hear the tone? It's lo-fi. I like the digital thing as well, but mostly I like the lo-fi that just blends in with my tone and makes everything thicker and bigger. So big fan of those pedals. The reason I use two is I said it's got a nice little feature as well that I really like. It's got a little modulation switch, and it's quite the most. It's got the most subtle, beautiful chorus. It's not overpowering. And you can screw the back of the pedal off and adjust the chorus to your liking. I have each pedal set with different chorus settings, and I use those chorus settings from time to time because it's more transparent than the Analog Man, and I find it's a chorus worthy of using as much as the Analog Man in a very different way. Now the other delay I set up, I set up in a completely different manner. That's the sound. It's more of a rockabilly, a kind of But you don't have to use it in that rockabilly way. You can use it many different ways. I'll often play the two pedals together with a distorted tone. Not really nice, the two together. And here's it on its own, the same sound. So the two together give you a lot of different sounds, and you've got a lot of possibilities with two delay pedals. I love delays. I think they're super important for a good guitar sound. Reverbs and delays. So those are the delay pedals. We've pretty much gone through the whole board there. We mustn't leave out this. We used this on the album. These are two things we used on the album. That one. And this one. Yep. Let's get into this. We'll get on this one first. First I'll deal with this one because it's out the box. This is a really fun pedal. It's called a Qtron. Who's it made by? Electro-Harmonix. Cool, this company makes a lot of funky stuff. They make some weird shit, this company. I love this company. Great. Be a fun company to work for, test stuff for. This is like it's like an automatic touch wah, but it gets people like Bootsy Collins and in George Clinton, and it's good for reggae and funk, and it's the squelchiest, most bubblegum little box I've ever owned. And I use it a lot on a lot of things. And it's very clever how you've got a effect send and return in here as well. So you can put other pedals in the box, and you can morph some really, really weird sounds with this. I've spent a lot of time with this box, and every time I play that I find a couple of new little ideas. Get one of these. You'll enjoy yourself. I promise you. It's something you'll never sell or get rid of. It's got a character all of its own. Now this box, Dan got me to buy this box, and I got it and bloody hated it. It's the Black Star Amplification HD Drive Pure Valve Overdriven, and I put it away, and then we were doing the album and we needed a tone for Travelling Man, and I just pulled it out, plugged it in, and it sounded absolutely insane. I basically was trying to get the wrong thing out of it, and like I regularly do, get everything wrong first time round, and it takes a while to work out how wrong you are. And thank you, Dan, you were completely right. I will never sell this box, and it's from Black Star. They make great equipment, this company. They make some lovely amplifiers. At the fair, whenever you walk past the booth, there's some bloody nice noise coming out of that stand. Yep, great stuff. Always like their amplifiers. So, yeah, great pedal, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's a keeper now. Here's one more. This is the MXR Bass Innovations Bass Octave Deluxe. Sounds like a pizza. But I like playing with a loop player a lot, and I love just sitting down with a board with like this on, or with my Axe effects I do it a lot, and you just write music. So this, I can be a bass guitar with a guitar, and it really sounds bassy and funky. So if I go like through a Qtron, I've got so many toys I can use. It's incredible what you can do with this. You can spend 50 lifetimes with this board and a loop player and never get bored. A day always feels like about 10 seconds to me, because it's just so much fun with all this. Your mind just runs riot. If you use a loop player, please get one of these. And if you play guitar, learn how to play bass, because you have to really, otherwise you won't understand what you're doing. Bass is really important. And get one of these. Great little pedal. The strings I use. I'm a bit of a wuss. I would love to use 10s and 11s, but I'm just not tough enough. I'm just not man enough. I use hybrids, slinkies, 9s to 46s, and they sound absolutely great to my ears. On the record, I must be honest, on some of the tracks when I did the clean My Hawaii and Acid Cowboy and a couple of other things, the Albert Lee model, I put 10s on that. And on my Gibson 335 kind of guitar, I use 11s and 12s on that, because I don't really bend a lot on that guitar. But this is my string of choice. It's my favourite gauge I've ever found. So that's it really. Picks. Everyone always wants to know everything you use. It's ridiculous. So these are the picks I use. And they are, what are they? 1.14 Dunlop USA Ultex or Ultex. I'm dyslexic, so that's way past my reading capability. There you go. And I think that's it. Again, a big thank you to Strings and Things and Music Man, Dan at Gig Rig, the guys at 2 Rock, Eric, Valve Amplifiers, the guys at Axe Effects. I have to be really honest and say that I have to be really honest and say that all these tones and everything I do just really wouldn't be possible without having so many friends that I've made over the years who've been so kind and really not kept secrets and been all like so many people are. They've just shared everything with me, and it's just, I just can't say thank you enough to all the people who've helped me along the way. Thank you. The album would have never been like this. Hope you enjoy the album, the video and the website, and come to a gig and let my brother and I and the rest of the band deafen you, because that's what it's all about. Thank you very much and take care, and keep strumming. It's a lot of fun. Bye-bye. I forgot all about the cabs next door and all the mics and the room that we're recording. So I'm going to take you next door. We've got a multi-core that goes to the recording room. So let me take you out here. Excuse the mess. Surfboards, kites, surf shop. Right. Got a nice little seat to sit down here. Let me run you through my cabs these are the main cabs I use to record. I have the Valve cab, which has got vintage 30s in it. I've got a 2-rock cab, which has got Eminence speakers in it. I've got a mat amp, two mat amp cabs. One's thinner and with vintage 30s. I'll get around to these two in a second. This one's a lot thinner and lighter than the 2-rock one. The 2-rock one's, I'd say, almost double the weight. This sounds a lot more, it's got a bigger bass here, more mids. It's a much more deeper, big sound. But this sound is equally as good as this one. It's not as thick and big, but it's another type of sound which neither one's better than the other. They're just completely different colors, and they really complement each other well. The guys at my friends at Mat Amp, Hayden and Jeff, kindly made me these two cabs. I got this one first, about 2-3 years before this one. This is a thin one and weighs absolutely nothing. It's got a vintage 30 in it, as I said before, and it sounds absolutely wonderful. I remember when I first got this cab, I thought, God, it's going to sound really boxy and small. I don't know if I like this. And I can just remember plugging in, doing the gig, and just smiling, going, wow. The mighty mouse, I call it. It's just a monstrous sound out of a tiny box. Let me put this guitar down and show you around the back, because the way they've ported it is kind of interesting. They've left a very little gap, like that, which is really interesting. I'm blown away by just that little gap there, how good it sounds. Excuse me. Also what you can do here is, if you don't want to run them in stereo, you can just link them like that, which is really useful as well. I use them in stereo and link them both ways. I then, at a later stage, got this one with exactly the same speaker as the top one, and I remember taking it out the box and going, shit, this is a lot heavier than my normal one. And it was 40% heavier, at least, maybe 50%. It's got a lot more bottom end in it. It's got a lot more mids. It's a much darker, thicker sounding cab, but I wouldn't say better. I like them equally, again, just like these two are a matched pair that I like using. And oh, by the way, again, these two together in stereo, man, that is the sound of all time for me. That's my two most perfect stereo cabs. And for my smaller rig, it's these two. They really complement each other. I'd never have two of the same cabs, ever. So for any of you guys in the UK or anywhere else thinking of getting these cabs, if you like them, go for the thinner, lighter one and one heavier one. Jeff's most probably going to kill me for saying this. He's most probably say, oh, I don't make them like this anymore, but there you go. I'm sure they'll do it for you guys. Microphones. We record mainly with an SM. This is just standard. A ribbon mic, a good ribbon mic of your choice, and a Shure SM57. This is the industry standard, and I mean, for those of you guys who like people like Gary Moore and that, I mean, Gary used to just, I always used to ask him, what mic do you use to get your tone, Gary? Love the tone. He used to go, SM57, straight on the cab, done. He said, that's how I get my sound, nothing else. So that's how he kind of got that monstrous great guitar sound he always used to get. Another thing to remember, keep them equally away from the cab. Where you place them, that's, no one can tell you where to place them. That's your ear and to your taste. But the thing you can be told where to put them is, don't have this one like back here and this one here. You're going to start getting huge phasing problems and it'll sound really crappy in the mix. You'll just have to only use one of the mics and you won't be able to blend them. So be very careful there. Other than that, really just strum away, and hope this has all been really helpful. As well, we're going to have more videos in the future of Steve's drumming stuff he uses, lessons on how to use the amps and the pedals in much more depth, and guitar lessons. I'll be once a month, or maybe if I've got time a little bit more frequently than that, giving lessons on everything to do with playing guitar and music in general, not just guitar, the headspace of writing songs, playing, and hopefully it'll be interesting and helpful to everyone, and will make life a lot of fun. So take care, and again, thanks to everyone for all the help over the years. Here am I trying to help a load of people, but the only reason I can do it is because lots of very kind people have been super nice to me. So all I'm doing now is passing on the information. So take care and enjoy. See you later.